Most people think their first 30 days of selling a digital product looks something like this: make the product, post the product, make money. And that is so not the case at all. And so if you are someone who is about to finish their first digital product, or maybe just made their first digital product and you're kind of now what, I want to explain to you exactly what I would focus on in the first 30 days of making my first digital product to actually get the ball rolling. And before I dive in, I would love to see you inside of Digital Products Academy. I'm going to have the link listed right below this video. This is my completely free beginner's course and community located over on School. I have so much free value in here. This is where I'm going to explain to you and show you exactly what's working for me inside of my business right now in real time, so you can start earning a significant income with digital products. So let's dive right in and let's just break it down week by week. Your first month after you create your digital product, what should you actually be focusing on? Week 1 is going to be create and launch. You need to get your product live so that people can actually look at it and purchase it. The goal here is not perfection. It's just getting it done. You can make it better later. Done is better than perfect, always. Make sure you're not spending months and months and months tweaking this product. Get it good enough and figure out where you're going to sell it. This could be Stan Store, Beacons, Etsy, GHL. Most beginners get really stuck here. They'll get 90% done with their digital product, and then that last 10% that really just needs to be done with, they will hyperfixate on tweaking and doing this and doing that, and they get super caught up with where to sell their digital product. Don't let that be you. You want to just pick one. I suggest starting with Stan Store or Beacons and just get going. Don't forget that any of this stuff can be changed. Your digital product can be changed later. Where you're selling it can be changed later. Everything can be changed. Learning through doing is the best way. So this is the biggest thing. On week 1, make sure your digital product is totally finalized and actually get it listed. Get your storefront set up, get your actual sales page set up, just get it done. It needs to be done. Week number 2, you want to start focusing on content creation. This is the biggest thing. So you need to decide, where is it that's going to be your main zone for content creation? Once your product is live, it's kind of, well, now what, right? So the reality of it is that you need to start creating and fostering this space where people are actually coming to you to learn something, to gather some type of valuable information. And the idea is to slowly lead them into your digital product, right? So that can take some time to grow that audience up. You need to get started. This is the most important thing. Get started on social media. Figure out where, because you don't also want to just finish your digital product and then be like, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to do YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Pinterest and all these different things right from the rip. That is like the fastest way to crash out. Figure out where you want to start with social media. I think a really good place to start is going to be Instagram. This is where I personally started my business. It's where I grew my business for my first 2.5 years. I'm just now 2.5 years in, starting to do things like YouTube and Pinterest and some other social media platforms. The biggest thing here for week 2 is picking a platform and start creating content. Do not get so hung up on trying to create the perfect piece of content that you don't actually post anything in this week. You want to put out as much content as possible, because this allows you to learn as much as possible. You're going to suck at content unless you have a ton of experience with content creation. You are not going to be very good, and you have to okay with putting out some bad content so that you can learn from it, so that you can see, oh, this does well, this doesn't really do well. I'm going to do more of this. I liked creating this style of content. I didn't like this. You need data points to learn and grow. But if you're not putting anything out, you're not going to have those data points. You're not going to get better. You just need to start posting. So start teaching people, start connecting with people, start sharing what you've learned about a specific topic. Share your journey, share tips. How can people get started in that specific niche? The goal is consistency. The goal is not perfection. So you want to consistently be putting out as much content as you really can. Week number 3 is going to be really learning what people actually want. So this week is the week that I would focus on looking at your content that you did the previous week, seeing what is doing well, seeing what's not doing well, seeing where you can get better, and really trying to actually connect with your target audience. So you could do polls in your Instagram story. You can do some research on what other people in your niche are talking about, the types of products that they have, all of these things. Gather data, right? Gather data. This is going to be your business, right? So you want to be doing research. Pay attention to comments, messages, follows. Who is following with you? Who is connecting with you? What are they asking you for? What are they commenting about? Pay attention to all of this stuff and continue to create as much content as possible. And week number 4 is going to be about massive improvements and adjustments from everything that you learned in week number 3. You want to continue to make as much content as possible. but you want to start tweaking it. So at this point, you have a couple of weeks in with making content. You will be able to see which pieces of content did well for you and which ones got basically no traction. Stop doing the things that got you no traction and do way more of the things that did better. So at the beginning of your business, you might want to play around with carousels, B-roll videos, talking head videos, different styles of content, and then go back a couple weeks later, once it's had a little bit of time to circulate, and see what did the best for you. Which piece of content got you the most follows? Which ones got the most views? Which ones got the most comments? More people actually looking at your digital product. These are the things you really want to look at and start doing way more of that stuff. Even if that stuff is the stuff that takes a little bit more time to do, that's what you want to do. And this is kind of the cycle here. You want to be pushing out a lot of content, and then you want to be going back and analyzing which things are doing the best. And then in the future, you want to pivot towards the things that are going to do the best for you and just do more of that type of stuff. The other thing you can make improvements to is your actual digital product. So at this point, you're a month in. Have you had any sales? What were the feedback? What were people saying about it? Did you get really good testimonies? Did you get some feedback that was like, hey, you should add this to your digital product or something like that? Because that could be something that you add on as a bonus, right? This is how really good businesses are created. Pushing out content, learning from it, pushing out a product, learning from it, making it better, and continuing to improve week after week and your content. So let's talk about what not to do. Mistake number one is spending a million years creating your digital product. You don't need to do that. You can utilize them for your digital products, or you can create a quick product. And you really want to spend more of your time getting the hang of content and starting to sell online. Mistake number two is totally changing niches every couple of weeks. You're just not going to give yourself enough time to gather data points or to build any type of actual audience. Mistake number three is to wait for lots of followers before you start selling. Do not do this. People are looking for solutions. People aren't looking to just follow random accounts for no reason. So I see this happen a lot where they're like, I'm going to grow my followers to 5,000 before I start introducing any type of paid offer. And it's just such a mistake. I made my first 6 figure with only 2,500 followers. If you are starting a business to make money, do not waste a ton of time before you start introducing your digital product. If I was starting my digital products business over from scratch today, I would keep things so simple. I would create one simple digital product. I would have one clear niche, one clear transformation I was trying to help people accomplish. I would have one simple storefront and one simple content strategy. Your first 30 days are not about becoming rich. They're about learning. They're about getting feedback. They are about making improvements. It's about building momentum, maybe making your first sale, and truly just about getting better and getting through this kind of gray area where you just have no idea what you're doing, but you have to do it anyways to get to the other side. But the quicker that you make content, learn from it, make products, learn from it, get feedback, the better. The quicker you get to that area where you're making consistent sales with your digital products. And before I hop off of here, if you are someone who has stuck around to this point, I would love to invite you into Digital Products Academy. Again, this is my completely free beginners course and community located over on School. This is really my insider group. I share tricks, plus have a free full beginners course inside of there. I would love to see you inside. And if you found value from this video, I would love to get you to subscribe or share a comment with your favorite part below the video.